All right, we're live. What's going on?
Ah!
Jake's back. What's going on?
Ah!
What's going on, everybody? You already know what it is. The Nooner Nation podcast for Nooners, by Nooners. Running a little late, 3 minutes, not bad. You know, we could blame it on Charlie, but I'm also at fault as well because I don't have kids tonight. So me and the wife were out in the pool floating around with her butt cheeks out. So I lost track of time until about 10 minutes ago. So had to go dry off real quick, throw a shirt on. I'm completely naked underneath. So
You whore. How dare you be
I
naked
know.
under your clothes?
I know. But right before we went live, we are talking about what's the show you've been watching? The Boys. Right? Jake?
Which one was?
Oh, Jake froze up. Jake's watching The Boys. I've never seen it. Have you ever seen it, Charlie?
I saw the first season and that was it.
Yeah, I haven't ever watched. Like, it seems like something I'd be very into. I just haven't gotten around to watching it. Me and my wife got really into this show. I want to say it was on Hulu. It's called Evil.
I don't think I've heard of that.
It's about uh, like in New York City, these three people that work for like the Vatican that try to debunk like exorcisms and stuff or people being possessed. Like it's a drama. Like it's pretty good.
Interesting.
Like one of them is in seminary or whatever the Catholic equivalent is to become a priest. One of them is like a very rational science based person, and then like one of them's like the woman, because you gotta have one in TV shows now, I guess, but who's also like rational, like she's like the in between, like she's rational but she's also kind of faith based on things. So it's a good show.
Interesting.
I
So
recommend.
it's actual stuff or just
No,
like
no, no, no,
made
no. It's a TV show,
up? Okay.
So, but yeah, it's fun. But yeah, Jake, we lost you for a second.
Yeah, I guess there's a magnet on the MacBook that when you touch a phone to it, it registers the screen is being closed. So,
Huh. I wouldn't know. I don't make enough money to own a MacBook, so
I'm still figuring it out.
I'm using a ThinkPad P50 that I got for free for work. So
Nice.
don't know, but it's a Haas. It's got like, because what I do of my daytime job is like simulation stuff, so it takes a lot of like, it needs a lot of RAM and all that, so it's built up. It's like, oh, we got you a new computer. I was like, what's going to happen to this old computer? They're like, we'll probably just pitch it. And I was like, can I take it home with me? They're like, yeah, just wipe the hard drive. I was like, oh, dope, cool. So
It's like, I don't want any of this stupid shit on there
I don't
anyway.
want to fucking work on this computer.
Right.
It's like, oh no, the work computer has become the work computer.
Yeah, no. So I need to put a new battery in it though. Like I have to keep it plugged in all the time.
Oh, I have that problem with my MacBook too.
Yeah, whatever.
If it's a laptop, it's only a matter of time until that happens.
I
Look
did
at
get
Charlie flexing on us with her MacBook.
I did get a
Desktop.
desktop. It's down here.
MacBook.
I'm high as fuck. I'm sorry.
I got a desktop computer from work as well that I was planning on using to do all of this stuff, so I wasn't so dependent on my laptop. But I don't know, it's a piece of shit. So now it's just gonna sit there and rot until I throw it away, I guess.
Right.
Just give it to your kids.
When I turn it on, it turns on, and it literally takes like 30 minutes to load up.
Oh, it's one of those.
Yeah, which is weird because actually a really, like, I looked it up. It's a really nice desktop. I don't know if I need to like get it loaded up and then maybe just. I did a factory reset, but I don't know if I need to just like. I don't know computers all that much, so I don't know if I need to just like completely wipe out everything or maybe put a new hard drive in it and just start from the beginning with it. I don't know.
Probably.
So I
And
don't
at
know.
that point, it might be the same as getting a whole new
Yeah,
one.
just
too.
building like a cool, because it's not very cool looking. It's just black. But it
Yeah.
like um, one of our listeners, Sarah, she's building a whole new PC, and it's all like pink with lights in it and shit. Like
Hmm.
I wouldn't do pink, but like doing one that's all clear with lights all fucking in it and stuff. Like build
Yeah, do
one
the
of
water
those one
cooled.
day. Yeah, water. I'll definitely go water cooled because I'm all about performance. You know.
And put Red Bull in it.
Yeah, yeah. It's Red Bull cooled instead of putting water. It's just Red Bull, vodka.
Vodka and Red Bull.
I mean, come on, Mountain Dew. If you're, I mean, it's a computer. Come on now.
Well,
It's always
I think
Mountain
with
Dew.
Red Bull or Mountain Dew, the carbonation is going to become a problem. So it'd have to be flat first. That's where I thought vodka, because also an alcohol too. So there's probably some cooling capacity in that. You know, it can pull in some extra heat. I'll have to look that up. Anybody in the live chat that knows computers, is there a benefit to cooling it with vodka over just water?
I
Because
mean, other than the fact that you're wasting vodka.
I mean, I'd buy cheap vodka.
Pap off.
Actually, I wouldn't. If I built a dope computer and I had it vodka cooled, I'd definitely buy like Grey Goose. Be like, yeah, my computer's cooled by fucking Grey Goose, because that's how we roll.
Grey Goose is fucking shit, but okay.
I don't know. We're what? I don't know. Belvedere.
I don't think any of the like they're all just hype. Like they're really not that.
Like, is there such thing as a good vodka?
Not really.
I don't
though.
know. We've talked
But
about
there is
that.
overpriced vodka.
Oh yeah,
And that's why I drink Deep Eddy.
I like Deep Eddy.
Yeah.
I like Deep Eddy. So I drank. There's a brand, it's a local brand. It's made with like it's a corn-based vodka, but it's made in Iowa. It tastes perfectly fine for the way I drink it, and it's like $22 for a handle of it. So, but my father-in-law is a big vodka guy, and we were in Vegas years ago, and I was explaining, I was like, I don't get like vodka people, like people that just drink straight vodka.
It's rough.
And he's like,
It's
no, no, no.
fucking
Like, so he got, it might have been Belvedere. He ordered, I was like, I'm down. Like, if you can explain it to me, because, like, I didn't really like, well, you know, like, you don't like any alcohol until you just kind of make yourself like it, kind of thing, you know?
yeah.
So I was like, I didn't like bourbon until somebody, like, I made a conscious choice for somebody to sit down and, like, explain to me what to look for in bourbon. And then I was like, oh, okay. Like, yeah, now I like bourbon. So, but vodka, just like, we got like Belvedere, like some kind of special. We were in Vegas, so it was like some Belvedere special edition. It was like $50 a pour for like doubles or something on
Yeah, that's
on ice.
no.
He's like, "Do you feel it?" I was like, "Yeah, like it's smoother, but it's still fucking vodka." Like,
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, like if it's a vodka made in the US, no. If you want vodka, you get it made from
Mhm.
Russia. But since all that stupid shit happened, a
Mm.
lot of
It
liquor
was
stores took Russian vodka off the shelf.
it was some kind of like special edition. Now that I'm thinking about it, it wasn't Belvedere. It was some kind of like, I've never seen it anywhere except for the bar we were in, but I've also never looked for it, to be honest. But he knew what it was. And it was some kind of special Stolichnaya.
Okay. Yeah, so like that, but like $50, no, that's what, it's Vegas.
No.
It's gonna be way overpriced. But I would drink it straight with caviar. Found that out from The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. Wanted to try it and I really liked it, but you want that shit from the freezer. Like you
Oh,
don't
yeah.
want it,
It's got to be
you don't
cold.
want it fucking room temperature. It's gonna taste just like rubbing alcohol.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
I was at one of the local hockey games here with my brother a couple of years ago, and we had these like free drink coupons. Like he got them somehow from somebody while he was visiting, and we're like, oh, like, do you, like, instead of using these on like beer, because like I think it was like $2 tall boy night or something. Like, oh, let's do a shot. They didn't really have anything good to shoot. You know, they didn't have like Fireball or any kind of like the ones that aren't awful to take a shot of. So he was like, oh, like, there's Tito's. That's decent. Like, let's just get a free shot of Tito's each. I was like, okay. But yeah, for one, it had been years and years and years since I had actually done a straight shot of vodka. And it was room temperature, maybe even a little warmer. I did that. It tasted like I just threw gasoline down my gullet. I was like,
It will. I've had it literally burn my throat.
I felt it all the way down. I even felt it, like, you know that feeling when you just feel it hit the bottom of your stomach? I was like, oh. And like, I look over at him and he's got the same face. Like, oh my God. I was like, I don't
you get
think
that
vodka
sensation
was
like
the
when you
move.
pour rubbing alcohol in water and you
Yeah.
see it like dribbling
Yeah, I
through
was
it.
like, I don't. We're both like, yeah, vodka wasn't the move. We should have just got like shitty fucking Canadian whiskey or something.
It can be rough. I tried a brand called Beluga. That
Oh.
was really good with the caviar. And then that one, I think it's like Rakia or something like that. The Iceland one and like the blue
Reka?
bottle.
I like Reka.
That's pretty fucking good.
Yeah. I like Reka, but
The Svedkov or whatever it's called
Svedka?
from Ukraine. It's the Ukraine one.
oh,
Shevkov or something
Oh,
like
okay.
that. It's all right, especially for the price. You know, drinking it straight. But I haven't been able to find the Beluga since before all that shit happened.
yeah. Lloyd in the chat, I need to send Bill some Everclear. Fuck no. I'm at the point in my life where I don't need goddamn Everclear. We had so when I was in high school, I grew up next door to like this really small house. This old lady lived in it. Like her and her husband like had it built in like the 20s. She died. My dad didn't want like some fucking people coming and buying the house and bulldozing because it was like a 2-bedroom house on like a pretty decent amount of land, but in town, like inside city limits. So he bought it. We were renovating it. And I was like maybe a junior in high school. And we had it renovated to the point that people could sleep in it. So I was like, oh, can I like have friends over like after the football game? He's like, yeah. We had just redone, and it was a house party. Like my dad knew. Like the second we all showed up, my dad came over and was like, whose cars are these? And they're like, oh, that's my car. My car's like, cool. Give me the keys. You guys can have them in the morning, kind of thing. You know.
Yeah,
He
what you
knew
fuckers are
what was
about to
going
do.
on. Yeah. But me and my dad, like the weekend before, there was, when we bought the house, this really awesome dining room table in there. And he was a painting contractor, so he knew all this stuff. So we like had just stripped it down, restained it, like this super nice stain. Somebody brought Everclear and we were pouring shots of it. The next morning, you could see where we were pouring it, like, and it spilt because it literally ate all the stain. It was down to bare wood. And I was like, oh my God, we put that shit in our stomachs.
Yeah, my dad lectured me the first time he found out I think they were Everclear Jello shots, but I actually have no idea.
I can do Everclear Jello shots, but you also have to know it's Everclear in it and not vodka because you go overboard.
I don't know. I was like 15, so there's no way I would have known. But he was like, you can run vehicles off of that shit. Do not put that in your fucking body.
Oh yeah.
I mean, when I was working at the cannabis company, I found out that like the same ethanol they use to like distill cannabis is pretty much Everclear.
Yeah, my friend would use that to make his own tincture.
Yeah, so here, since we're a corn-based state, they have a gas that you use that's I can't remember what percentage of ethanol in it. It was mostly ethanol. But I think they add like 15% actual gasoline in it. And the only like your car like flex fuel cars will actually run on pure ethanol. But they add the gasoline in it so that people won't just go
Drink it.
just drink it. And probably go blind because it's not made to be drank,
Yeah.
You know the shine's good if you're going blind.
Well, so then after
No.
Everclear, after like probably like I can't even remember the timeline, but eventually like I think I was telling somebody the Everclear story like my senior year of high school. He was like, dude, don't buy that shit. Like my uncle makes moonshine. And I was like, okay. So we bought, I think, what was it? It was expensive, but it was moonshine, like pure moonshine. Like, but it had like apple and cinnamon in it. So it actually tasted pretty good, but it was like 98% alcohol moonshine. We bought like a gallon milk jug of it from them for like $75 or something. And we got like fucked up for an entire summer off of it. So,
Doesn't take much.
so yeah, it does at that point when, especially when you're high schoolers, like you don't have a tolerance. We're all like skinny white kids partying out in the woods. Like 3 or 4 shots of that, you're feeling all right. That 4th shot, you don't know what the fuck happened for the rest of the night, you know? Probably got somebody pregnant along the way. I don't know. Jake's coughing up a lung over there.
Or somebody got you pregnant.
Somebody might have got me pregnant. I don't know. I fell down a lot of stairs back
Be
in
the
the day.
man wife.
Yeah. Got the mangina. So,
You got a pretty mouth.
but yeah, I don't know. Like, what's been going? Anything new with you guys this week?
Not
My
much.
AC is fucking off, so that's fun.
Yeah, well, it's hot. There's a heat wave, right? It hit 100 degrees here today, so I can only imagine what you guys
It's in
are.
the 90s, so I mean that's pretty normal, but it just fucking sucks. I'm not excited about
You're
it.
only in the 90s?
Mm-hmm.
It's been over 100 here. Fuck.
Yeah, I'm glad it's not like we hit 101 Saturday, and normally it's usually like 104, or at least the last few summers that's how it's been. But finally, it's like, wait, is it finally like leveling out and it's not just atrocious? Because this is normal, like mid 90s. That's what I remember growing up. Like it's hot, but not over 100 fucking degrees. And yeah, so it's supposed to be between 90 and 95 this week, and then next week in the 80s. So I'm like, oh, yes, thank you, Jesus. Because fuck, it's just it's too fucking hot.
Yeah, I'm fucking off to London and then Wales next week to spread my dad's ashes. And I looked up the forecast there. Like the
70s.
hottest day of the week that I'm there is going to be a high of 65.
Fuck
Damn.
you.
See, that's also why they don't have air conditioning. So
They
if it
don't.
does ever
People
get
don't
hot
have
there,
air conditioning
they
there.
die.
Yeah.
They're like,
Well, it's a
"Fuck
big.
this."
It actually is like if it gets hot there, it's a big problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they don't. Their bodies don't handle it.
I remember a few years ago it got pretty hot. I can't remember how
It got
hot
it.
it
Yeah, a
got.
couple of years ago in London, it got into the 90s, and like it was like a medical emergency. Like people
Yeah,
were
people
like
were like,
having
"Oh my
heat
god!" But
strokes
it's
and
like,
shit.
yeah, once you find out they do not have central heating and air in most of their homes,
They
you're
have
like,
heat.
oh my god.
They have heat for sure, but
And they're insulated homes that are built to stay warm.
I wasn't sure if they had heat or not. They
oh
just
yeah, they have
used
heat.
fireplaces and shit.
But a lot. I mean, from what I have,
At least in the newer places, like they have some old fucking buildings. So I
Yeah.
didn't know if those were renovated to the point where they.
yeah. Well,
gave them
London,
heat
you're
or not.
you're talking about a city that's 4 times older than this country, so But I think newer places have like AC units, but like they're small. It's like a backup, just in case something like that happens again. You can at least keep your house like habitable,
Yeah.
But like you're not, they don't get used a lot. They're probably like mini splits that people put in their garage and stuff. Like one room can be cool enough for you to survive in while we go through this heat wave. But they have heat. But yeah, a lot of the houses there are old. They're brick.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but I'm excited. So I can wear jeans and joggers and sweatpants for an entire week, and I get to come back to Iowa where it'll be like 100 degrees and 90% humidity.
It's gonna slap you in the fucking face.
Oh, I know. Fuck me. Yeah. But I don't mind heat because I have a house with AC and a pool. So, and I also live in a state where I get that heat for 2.5 months.
Yeah.
And then for 4 months, the weather fucking sucks. So people bitch about like, it's so hot. And I was like, yeah, In 6 months, it's going to be like -20 with 40-mile-an-hour winds and 16 inches of snow. Like, enjoy the goddamn heat.
And then you're gonna be crying, saying you wish it was summer.
No, people here like, I'll take the winters over the summers. I'm like, well, your wife's obviously not hot and you don't have a pool, so.
Yeah, I mean, if you have all the shit you need to deal with the cold,
Mhm.
okay. Like, but I don't know which is worse, honestly. That is
They both suck, to be honest. I mean,
right.
it's been so hot this week because it's been in the news. Like there's like a national heat wave essentially for pretty much anything past the East Coast, west of the East Coast. Heat wave. I haven't had the heater on in my pool for like 4 days. Today I came home because like I don't have the kids tonight. They're staying at my in-laws, so I was like, oh, when wife comes home, like we should hop in the pool before I do my show. I pulled the cover off and it was like steam coming off of it. It was 104 degrees.
Oh,
Oh no.
So I was like, yep, cover's
A
coming
literal
off.
hot tub.
Cover's coming off. Luckily, it needed a little like water added to it because it does have like a small leak in it. I was like, hose water. By the time she came home, like an hour later, it was still like 96 degrees. But I'm a bit of a pussy. I like my water kind of warm. So that was a
Yeah.
little too warm, but I'll take it. You know, kids
Yeah.
are gone. Wife's in a thong. I'll take the warm water. So. But there's people I know, like, and everybody knows. If you don't know, like, I've just got a stock tank pool. If you don't know what it is, go on Instagram and look it up. It's literally like an 8-foot cattle trough it's got 2 feet of water in it. So it doesn't actually take a lot to heat it up. But I work with people that have like big ass above ground pools. Like, I was talking to a guy today, and his above ground pool is like 18 by 30 or something like that.
holy shit!
And 60, like it's 5 feet deep. He's like, oh yeah,
Shit.
it's been so hot. I pulled the solar cover off and it's still like 85, 90 degrees.
That's exactly where I like it for big pools, though. Right in between 85 and 90.
Yeah, that's where I live. That's where I live. You know,
Yeah, that's a pretty
85,
comfortable
90.
temperature.
Like,
Yeah, it doesn't like chill you to the bone,
Yeah.
but it's like a little cool. Because I'm the same, Bill. I'm a fucking pussy when it comes to cold
yeah,
water.
I
Even-
don't like to have to get in the water. Like,
Yes, I literally I can't. I will not make myself do it. So yeah, Saturday, Sunday it was hot as shit. The pool felt great. Monday it dipped down because we got rain, so it was like in the low 80s, and my sister got in it to vacuum and everything, and I just put my feet in there. I was like, oh fuck that, and I was like, this is my cold plunge, 80 degrees.
yeah, I will say 80 is, I can deal with it if it's hot enough outside. But anything below 80, I'm like, nah.
I'm good. Yeah.
Nah.
But that's like in a pool, like lake and stuff like that.
Well,
I've
like
never
you
had
know what you're
issue.
getting into with a lake. It's not going to be fun. You just got to jump. That's when you just jump in and you deal with it. Because
Right? Like I don't know. I guess it's different because like the water's circulating a lot
Mhm,
more. It's
mhm.
just it's different. Like even if it's cold, like I can handle that a lot better. But when it comes to a pool, I'm like, I can't fucking do this. I'll put my legs in. I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah, like, yeah. I see that. I think when we went to last summer, when I went to North Carolina, we went to a fucking massive lake. I want to say like the actual temperature outside was like 89. Like it was, I can't remember, but it was high 80s, probably pushing into the 90s. And the lake water was like 76 or something, like mid 70s, upper mid 70s. And yeah, like dip a toe in, you're like, oh, fuck that. But then you're like, well, we're on a lake. I've got nowhere else to go. It's hot as fuck outside. I'm not just going to sit on this boat all day. Then you just jump in and deal with it, right? And then after, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes, you're fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
Which I'd probably be the same way with a pool. Maybe like just it being a pool sways, the neurologics to where you're like, fuck this, fuck. It's a pool. It should be warm.
I just right. I don't know what it is. I don't know. but I cannot force myself to get into a cold pool. Can't do
Yeah, I
it.
don't like cold
nope,
pools.
will not do it.
Unless it's for like a cold plunge thing where there's like a mission behind it. No. Not doing it.
Mm-mm. Like I said, like that would like just getting my feet in 80-degree water. That is my cold plunge. This is enough for me. Thank you very much.
Mhm. Yeah, so
But I can tolerate heat. Like I could do heat. I cannot do the cold.
but like I know people who have like nice like in-ground pools like in like Phoenix, and they'll have pool parties and they tell people bring your own booze and bring a bag of ice, and they dump the ice in the pool because it's so hot. Like
It's so
the
hot.
pool is like 100 degrees.
Yeah, see, that's one thing. So when my dad was on chemo, he couldn't stand anything cold. So it would be like 100 degrees, and he would have the solar cover on, and the pool would be like a giant fucking bathtub
Uh-huh.
or a hot tub. Like it would, you would get in it, and you would still be sweating because it
Yeah.
would be so hot outside, so hot in the pool. That is just fucking miserable.
Yeah, you lift that
So-
solar cover off and you get like a hot breeze to your face. Like, oh my god. Yeah. That was me taking
So-
the cover off my pool today. I like lifted the cover up. I was like, "Oh my god, that's hot as fuck."
Yeah, like he enjoyed it, but me and my sister were like, "Oh my god, this is too fucking much."
Yeah. If the pool temperature is hotter than the air outside, like, well,
We're about the same.
yeah. Especially like when you're trying to cool off, right? Like,
Yeah, it doesn't fucking happen. It's like I'm just in a giant bathtub. I'm gonna go take a cold shower.
yeah, yeah. I'm gonna jump in an ice bath now. Thanks.
Yeah, that would be the only time I could do it. Would be
Yeah.
to cool off for being too hot.
But yeah, it's been hot. I'm surprised that you guys only haven't hit 100 yet where you're at, because we hit 100. We hit
know.
100
I have.
today. Oh, I'm sure you have. You live in the middle of the fucking desert.
Yeah.
You're
I
kind
got
of
yelled
like,
at by a medic because I almost passed out 2 days in a row.
well, drink water, Jake.
There's water in Red Bull.
Not really.
I assure you, there is not.
Sparkling water's water.
Well, that and like you're wearing fucking plaid shirts and black jeans and that stupid fucking scarf, and it's just like maybe take off a layer or two as well.
No,
It's
I'm not
not-
wearing black jeans. I'm wearing cargo pants.
Oh well, fine, fine. You're wearing fucking cargo pants. Fine. You can't
And I'm
wear.
wearing sun shirts.
You can't get a fucking cargo short.
I don't like shorts on set, bro. You get bit by mosquitoes.
Buy some bug spray.
Fuck you.
Here's the thing with Jake. Joel wears black jeans. Jake wears black jeans. Okay.
It's a camera guy thing, bro.
Yeah.
I've always worn black jeans.
You gotta be metal. He doesn't affect me. It's a dry.
Yeah, but
heat.
were you
Fuck
outside this much before though?
In high school, I was.
Well, you're not in high school anymore. That was
Yeah.
10 years ago.
When you're in high
Fuck
school,
you,
when you're in
Charlie.
high school, like a half a bottle of water hydrates you for the day. Now
I miss that.
I'm 36. I drink probably, I don't know, 2 gallons of water and get pissed when my pee's like not completely clear. No pun intended there, by the way, with the piss thing. But all right, let's get to the questions. Or I guess technically not the questions, the confessions. So this week we just did normal. Send us your anonymous confessions. No theme. Get whatever you got off your chest. One of these days, I pray to God somebody admits to burying a body on one of these.
Well, most of us is bury bodies. It's just if you're the one that killed them.
Well, I mean, like,
Don't get technical over here,
Yeah.
Charlie.
yeah, like
Just saying.
We're not talking about a funeral over here.
I buried a body that people. There's no death certificate for this body, you know, kind of thing.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Like I buried
A
a body.
murder!
That wasn't
I've
in a
never buried a
cemetery.
body. Everybody that's died in my family has been cremated, so I've never buried a body. So,
Lucky.
all right, first up. I sexed my female best friend behind her boyfriend's back. Well, that's on her. Unless you're not single either. Like
It said female best friend.
I sexed my female best friend behind her boyfriend's back. You're
Why'd
not
you
doing it.
wait
You're not doing it
until-
behind his back. She's doing it behind his back, by the way.
Yeah. Well, they didn't say that she reciprocated.
Just some
That's true.
drunk sex.
Just get drunk, like, oh, I want to bend you over the countertop right now, and she's just like,
was just like-
delete. Like, if that's the
Right.
case,
Why-
she
why
might
wait
need
until
to
she's in a
address this.
relationship?
Yeah.
Or was it fun because she was in the relationship?
Or she's not actually your best friend, and she's showing the boyfriend they're laughing at you behind your back. So, like, look what this dumb fucking person, like, God, this dude, like, won't leave me alone. But the sexting is entertaining.
Right. This is like the one complaint that I have is that we do not get enough information.
I know that's only like what 120 characters or some shit.
I don't.
on
It,
this?
it does block
gotta
you
tie
off
up-
at a certain point. It's
Gotta
not. It's
tie up
not.
some loose ends here, you know?
I know, but I get it. But at the same time, the aloofness of it is also kind of makes it fun. You know, it lets your
Right.
mind spin. Because if they
That's true.
if they broke down the whole situation, where it takes me like 5 minutes to read it, we don't really have anything to react to.
All right, fine.
Yeah,
It's like a punchline, Charlie.
So shut the fuck up, Charlie.
Men are talking.
Are they?
I'm just rambling at this point. I don't know. I went to rehab and told people it was a vacation. Well, good for you. I hope it worked out.
As long as it wasn't one of those Christian rehabs.
To be fair, if I ever got into a situation where I needed to go into treatment, I would probably make up some kind of excuse for it for work. Actually, no, I probably wouldn't. I probably wouldn't because I would say like I need treatment because then like my health insurance will pay for some of it. So
I need to go to rehab.
and then I need to go rehab.
Yeah, you don't have to say like what the treatment's for.
Right.
Yeah, it could be like medical rehab, like learning how to walk
Sex
again.
addiction.
Like, does he have cancer?
Yeah, I gotta go to rehab for sex addiction. I just get too much of it.
You just go there and fuck.
All right, calm down, David Duchovny.
I have all your IG pics saved. Okay,
Whose?
it just says yours.
Bill, you
I don't
got
like that.
sucker, bud.
I don't have. Okay, like, cool. Do I need to make my personal Instagram private because my kids are on there? That's a little concerning, but
Right. Because I didn't post this one to my Instagram this time, so this came from one of y'all.
yeah, I don't know.
Jake.
I'm gonna go block a couple people because I have an idea of who this might be.
That might. Yeah, this seems like this is one of Jake's fucking crazy exes or something. Like,
You do take some decent selfies there, so
Ah, I take too many selfies.
not the creepy one. Whoever
I
you
do
are.
too. I just don't post them. That's all my camera is filled with is pictures of me. But I'm like, one day I'm gonna be happy to have all these pictures when I
Mhm.
was young.
Yeah, this is
Like
what-
Maura Rose said, take 1,000 naked pictures of yourself now.
yeah. There's a episode of How I Met Your Mother where Marshall and Lily are like getting like their wills put together and stuff, and like putting together like all their information in case one of them dies. Like they have it all there, and like it flashes forward to the future where they're both like, you know, in their 60s or 70s, and Marshall's thing was like, oh, hey, like when you put all that information in there, like slip in some naked pictures of you when you were young. And then like it flashes forward to where like finally like they're both still alive. We're like, oh, let's see what's in here. And he's like, I thought I asked for like naked pictures. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry, like I didn't do that. He's like, but we can take some now. And he's like, I don't want them now.
I don't want them now.
All right. I
Is it because
regret.
they sag more, Womb, so they look bigger?
Wait, what?
What?
Womb said his nudes got better with age. So I'm just asking, is it because they sag a little bit so they look bigger?
Well, mine have too, but that's just because I'm actually like at 36. I'm in like the best shape of my life. So, men, sorry, Charlie, and you have to agree with this. Men age better.
I mean, it depends on genetics. For
It does.
sure.
It does. I'm not saying that as a specific to every single person, but in generality, like men just seem to age better.
I wonder if that's because like tanning and whatnot. Well, like once
I tan.
white people age like cheese, or well, cheese sometimes ages well. A, not a like, damn it, peaches.
Where are you going
Avocado.
with this,
Like
Charlie?
peaches.
White people age like avocados.
Like grapes.
Other people age very well,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
us whiteys like to tan, and that shit will fuck you up real bad.
Oh, it'll
and
catch up
age
with me
you
eventually.
crazy.
I have been in a tanning bed at least 1 month a year since I was 16 years old. So it'll catch up with me eventually.
So that, I
Or-
think that has a lot to do with it. And then
Or I'll
especially,
just die of
you know,
skin cancer, but I'll look fantastic. I'll have a nice glow. You know, I
But
tan. I
you
tan
also-
so well.
We also don't like to think about the fact that the people that we saw get old didn't fucking grow up with sunscreen. That shit hadn't been invented yet, so they got
No.
a lot of fucking skin damage as
No,
kids.
maybe.
I mean, Charlie,
Now
you're over 30, so.
and bitch, I still
I
get
mean,
fucking carded.
that's what I mean. That's what I mean. 30 back in the
okay, you better
80s.
fucking
No, I'm saying 30 back in the 80s. Like, if you watch, like, that shit, 30 in the 80s was, like, people fucking balding, looking like shit. And then now 30s, like, Timothy Chalamet and shit like that.
well, not just, well, shit. You have like Paul Rudd, 55, looking amazing.
Paul Rudd
a lot of
is
ladies,
57, by the way.
57.
Ooh.
But like Christy Brinkley, she's in her fucking 60s and looks incredible.
Well, fuck. I think Cindy Crawford's in her mid 60s.
Yeah, it's Christy. Yeah, I think Christy. Yeah, Christy Brinkley might be in her 70s now, but it is going to be a changing thing where
It's also
everyone's going to
Yeah.
look a little bit younger now because we have better skincare, we have Botox, we have
we
shit
have
that's gonna-
we have the technology.
Smoking isn't as prevalent. You know, yeah, people don't start
Smoking. I think
at fucking
smoking was a
11.
big thing. Smoking. I think smoking, especially like generations
Smoking and
that
skin
grew up
damage.
in like the post World War II era that became adults, like in the Mad Men time, like the 50s and 60s. They were smoking like when they came out of the womb. They were smoking in the womb. You know,
Yeah.
that shit
Yes.
age.
I mean, the
you
Flintstones advertised the
fast.
best cigarettes.
Yeah.
Lucky
I mean-
Strikes.
I mean, I meet people
Really?
now that are my age that when you really look at like their face, and it's mostly, I will say, it's mostly women that I notice this in. There's something about it. It's like, ooh, you smoked for a long time. You know, like you still look great. Like you look great, but if you really like start looking at details, like, yeah, you were a heavy smoker for many years.
Yeah. The lip wrinkles. That's a
It's the lip wrinkles and then like exaggerated crow's feet a lot of times.
which
You
is
know?
wild. It's fucking wild. Like, how the fuck does it even do that?
Well, I
Steve
mean,
Buscemi?
you're putting. It's not the. Here's the thing. For one, it's probably not the nicotine, and it's not the tobacco. It's all the other fucking like rat poison and shit they put in those things back in the day. You know.
Yeah. It's fucking wild.
Mm-hmm. All right, on to the next one. I regret spending so much time and money on a degree and should have just gone for a trade instead. I feel that, man. Not me personally, but I've said it on this show. I mean, how long have I done this show? I did an entire episode before we did like the whole co-host thing where I just had random nooners come on and talk. we did a whole show about, are degrees worth it anymore? And yeah, I'm totally down for, like, get a trade job. Unless you want to go be like, if you want to be obviously like a doctor, or
Mhm.
I mean, I would say engineer, but I'm an engineer. I never got my degree. I left my junior year of my degree and just went and worked and learned it at work, you know,
Yeah.
and moved up. So yeah, I mean, and I think people are slowly starting to realize that. I think even kids are
Would like
learning
civil engineering be a little bit different in that though?
it honestly, well, engineering, no matter what realm of engineering you're talking about, is such a broad perspective. Like, obviously, like if I'm building a spaceship, like, yeah, I probably need to, if I'm designing a spaceship, yeah, I probably need to have a pretty advanced degree. If I'm just the engineer making 3D models of the parts for the spaceship, like, not really,
Right.
you know?
Yeah, but like buildings and
Yeah, like if
yeah.
you're the person designing the structure for a skyscraper, yeah, you probably need to have a pretty advanced engineering degree. But if you're the actual, like, contracting engineer, like, all you need to do is know how to read the blueprints, have an understanding of why it's being built this way, and then just manage it. You know, like, that's where
Right.
I'm at. Like, like, I'm not building rocket ships, right? I'm designing the parts to build machinery. Like, I don't need an
Right.
engineering degree necessarily to know that. Like, I have a core competency in why things need to be done a certain way. I don't need to go get a master's degree in mechanical physics to learn how
No.
to design a part that goes into a directional drill. Like, I don't need that. Like, I know, like, there's only so many materials out there. Build it out of this material. I know that'll work. Cool.
And even then, I feel like something like that would pretty much only benefit you really if you wanted to go into teaching.
Yeah. A lot. Well, that's the thing. I've got a lot of friends that went to and got master's degrees, and literally the only thing their master's degree is good for in their field is to teach that. Like, so I'm like, why? Like, okay, like,
Yeah, like what the fuck is
and
the
it's,
point?
yeah, I can go on and on about that, but yes, definitely, unless your kid, like, I've told my wife this, unless my kids are passionate about something, like 17, 18-year-olds, like, like, they don't fucking know what they're
Uh,
into.
Speaking of, I will be right back. I have something to show.
Oh, well, you can take your top off on air, like, you don't have to leave.
Oh,
I got a pair of Yeezys.
You got some Yeezys?
this is my waist.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, listen, I'm not.
It's been super great so far.
Yeah. Here, and I'm not here to shit on people that went and got degrees, right? Like, I'm really not. Charlie, like, I think for some reason, when I was a senior in high school, I just kind of saw the writing on the wall,
I have two more to go with that too,
Oh,
buddy.
nice. And anyways, long story short, even if your kid wants to go into something that needs a degree, I am very into and granted, I'm partial because this is what I did. I went to community college for the first 2 years and transferred out. I got the same classes, that I would have for, I mean, pennies on the dollar for what it would have been if I went to, like, if I originally, like, because I transferred to NC State. But if I had really gone to NC State, my 2-year degree from the community college I went to in my hometown would have cost me fucking, I don't know, probably 10 times as much.
Yeah, go to a community college. Getting your associates, that's not a bad thing. At least you get your basics done and over with. But go to a fucking community college. Who gives a fuck of taking the exact same classes at a university as you can at a smaller place?
Well, and
where if you need help, it's going to be, you're not going to be in a class of fucking 500 people right out of high school.
And the professor doesn't give a fuck. You know, that's
No,
what
not at
they got.
all.
That's immediately what I recognized when I actually went and did classes at NC State. It's a huge class. This professor doesn't care. When I was at community college, I was in a class with like between 15 and 25 people. Like the teacher there, like actually, like if you had an issue, like you could talk to them directly and they
Yeah.
cared about what you're doing. So,
And like would actually teach you. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, and because I went, there's a community college at my hometown. I went there, got my first associate degree, and then when I decided, well, I got my diagnostic medical sonography degree at a community college as well. I believe it was. Yeah, it was in the university. Um, Small classes, that was great. And then when I went to get my bachelor's, I went and got as many credits as I could at a community college
yeah.
near me. And one of them, I had to talk to one of the professors, and he was like, "You're going into healthcare?" Because I needed physics. And he was like, "Do not take this regular physics class. This is more for engineering. This is going to be
Mhm.
way more than what you need. Take this contemporary physics class that I'm
Yeah.
trying to push, because this would be better for people who want to go into teaching or what you're doing."
Right.
And it mostly teaches like the basics of everything and not
Yeah.
like all like the strenuous math stuff. And it had been 8 years or so since I had taken a math class, and I would struggle every now and then. There were 4 fucking people in that class.
Yeah.
And this motherfucker, and his name was Stan Smith, which I absolutely loved because I'm a big fan of American Dad.
Mm.
He would sit there and fucking help me, even with his own tests, and like would grade them
Yeah.
and be like, "Look at this a little bit closer."
Yeah.
Closer. And I was like, he's helping me with his own
Look,
fucking
look
test.
closelier. Look closelier.
Right.
All right.
He was also the first person to absolutely refuse to call me Charlie. So that was
Oh.
fun. He was like, "No, I'm not calling you that."
All right. All right.
Okay.
We got in the weeds with that one. That's something we could do a whole episode on that again, because that's something I'm actually very passionate about, is the system pushing you have to go get a 4-year degree, and most of them are fucking useless. So we're going to move on. I eat ramen uncooked.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, you're a psychopath. You've eaten uncooked ramen, Jake?
Yeah.
Like you just take the
Sober?
brick and eat it?
No, never sober.
Oh
But
my
like
God.
like you crush it up in the bag that it comes in. And
I
you
would
put the
have to
spice
be like
packet.
strung out on PCP to just start chewing on a piece of fucking ramen.
Yeah, I just thought about like just taking the whole block and just like biting into it, like ripping all your gums up.
Yeah, like you take a
No,
bite, you open up the packet, the flavoring packet, you take a bite, you sprinkle some in, and let the saliva do the work. Jake, you're an animal.
Elijah's with me.
All right. I have a crush on my husband's best friend.
You pure.
Here. All right, yeah. Like, hey, maybe as long as you can keep that crush to a crush and don't work on it, or usually, I mean, oof, if you left your husband to go get with his best friend, that'd be pretty rough.
Like it's one thing if it's like a small crush where it's like, no, I would not want this to go anywhere. I would not want it, but it's
Yeah.
fun to play
Yeah,
around.
like he's hot, he's fun. I can totally see that. But like, I'm still into my husband, you know. Like, I
Because they're
guess-
best friends, they probably have similar personalities or
Probably,
things. And
yeah.
that's why they get along so well. But it's just kind of like, don't let that shit get too far.
Mhm.
Granted,
Right.
there are people that, hook up with siblings. Looking at you, Biden daughter-in-law.
Mhm. He was just there for support. I use shampoo as body wash.
Nasty.
That's
I-
a man.
Yeah, that's a guy. And trust me, I've done it. Like if I run out of body wash, like I'll use shampoo until I remember to go get body wash. But
I
yeah.
mean, there are literal 3-in-1 for men, right? Like
Yeah.
shampoo,
Oh, yeah.
conditioner, and body wash.
If I went to if I went into Jake's apartment and he literally had 3 different bottles, shampoo, conditioner, body wash, like I didn't know you were gay. You know?
Is that why women think I'm gay after they hook up with me?
Maybe.
No, honey.
Maybe
I'm
they
kidding.
get in your they get in your shower and you have too many products. It all has to be in one bottle. You know.
I mean, there's shampoo, conditioner, an extra hair moisturizing thing that I use,
Yeah. Here's the thing.
and I keep a toothbrush and a razor in there.
Here's the thing. Even if you do that, Jake, I get it. I'm into self care too. I do shampoo. I do separate conditioner. I do separate body wash. I've got a face scrub I use in the shower. Every once in a while, I have these little steamer things that I put in the shower, and it steams it up. Smells like eucalyptus. It's great. But if you're single and you're having a girl come over, hide all of that and get the 3-in-1, because then they're in your shower like, oh, he uses 3-in-1. I can fix him. You're taking away their projects by showing them you already take care of yourself.
See, that would never alarm me. The only thing that's ever really alarmed me for men is, of course, when they're single, live by themselves, and their house is like immaculately decorated, like a Kirkland's. This is more than my own place. Like, what?
I mean, a lot of my apartment looks like how my little setup back here does.
And that's totally fine. Like, that's way more like
Yeah.
that's your personality coming
feel
out.
like you're-
I mean,
yeah.
like,
I feel like your apartment, you have tinfoil over your windows.
No, I have blankets.
that works to keep the
Heat
up.
out.
There's nothing wrong with that.
It helps keep the heat, the government, and the aliens out. So, anyways, moving on.
And the sun.
Here we go, Charlie. I want Charlie to tie me down and dominate me.
Okay, Elijah.
Oh goodness. The only person I dominate is me. No. I call myself a piece of shit all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, like as you're like when you're pounding off, you're just talking shit to yourself in the mirror.
Fucking hate you.
You're a whore!
Yeah.
I hate fuck myself.
Yeah. Yeah, you like that, don't you, slut? Like there's nobody here.
Spit in your own mouth?
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah, you lay down like back in your mouth. Oh yeah, give it to me.
Right. It definitely won't be for free. That's for sure.
Oh, never for free. You're not gonna. I won't degrade anybody for free. Anyways, I lied on my taxes. Don't we all? I banged a dude in the bathroom of a Vegas nightclub to get him to pay for my drinks.
You're worth more than that.
I mean, is it like what drinks are we talking about here? Like, were you in the VIP, like popping Moet or something? Like,
You got that Don Julio?
yeah, like what's going
Yes.
on?
I just hope it was good.
Yeah.
The drinks and the wiener.
I prefer to sit down to pee. Me too. I'll admit that. Like, fuck, I'm in my own house. Like, I'll sit down to pee. I don't give a fuck. Charlie, as a female, let's say like your boyfriend's like hanging out for the weekend at your house. You happen to come into like the bathroom. He's sitting down. You're like, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to walk into you while you're taking a shit. He's like, oh no, I'm just peeing.
I wouldn't care.
Yeah,
Especially if it's like late at night and you're like,
Oh,
yeah, I get it. I
oh,
wouldn't want to stand up.
definitely late at night.
You don't want to turn the light on to be able to make
Definitely
sure
late
it's
at
not on the
night. Like,
floor.
for one, like I'm tired as fuck. I just want to. If I'm getting out of bed, I want to sit down, and I don't want to worry about where the fucking stream's going. Like I'm gonna
Yeah.
sit down. I'm just gonna pee. I'm with you.
What would get me is like, no, I sit down on public toilets. and
Man.
pee.
No,
That
I'll
would
use
be
it
like,
in public. I'll use a urinal for sure.
yeah, that's the only time I'd be like,
Bill's a confirmed urinal shitter, guys, just so you know.
Yes, I will shit in a urinal.
I'm not gonna lie. One of the most romantic things I've ever done, or I ever got to do, was being able to hold a man's wiener while he peed.
Oh my god. So
It was like the scene from Ghost.
are you serious? Because my wife keeps telling me like, why won't you let me hold it while you pee?
You won't, dude. We don't get to fucking experience what it's like. It was fucking magical for me. I will never forget it.
I've told
was
her like if you
amazing.
want to get with me in the shower, like you can do it, but like I don't trust your aim. I don't want to clean this shit up. You don't know how this thing works. It's a fucking
That's
fire
why
hose.
you do the ghost thing where you have like your hands on hers, but she's ultimately
Oh my god.
look.
So Jake,
Like
mark
I said, most
Jake,
romantic thing.
Jake, mark
What?
this. We're at 55 minutes and 9 seconds. Mark that down because I'm gonna clip this and I'm gonna put it to "Oh my love."
Yes, you have
my
to play
darling.
Unchained Melody,
Yeah.
or at least it was playing in my head.
Mm.
Actually, it wasn't because I was just so giddy like a child. Like, oh, yeah, this is so fun. I have
Oh
so
my
much
God.
power.
Trust me. When Mrs. Schofield finds out that this happens, like literally, Charlie, she's gonna hold my dick while I pee tonight. So.
You are welcome.
You got to play the song, Bill.
It's amazing.
Oh, I will. I'll play. I'll
That
totally
or
play
the
Unchained
He-Man
Melody.
theme song.
Which is
because,
also,
you know,
by the way, Unchained Melody is just a great song. So
It's like Elvis's last song. It's amazing.
what's his last?
that one's
song?
just too sad.
What's his last song?
The last song he ever played live was Unchained Melody.
Oh yeah.
But I am partial to the Righteous Brothers. So
Oh, I love the Righteous Brothers, by the way. So
oh, they're so good.
actually, shout out the shirt I'm wearing. Oop, over here, the Disruptors. I've done a Zoom call with BC, the guy, the huge music guy, by the way. He's also a retired gang-based homicide detective in the South. Go check him out.
Yeah.
The Disruptors with BC and Ski. I've had him on the show a couple times. He's never shown his face on my show because at the time he was still working, couldn't show his face. Dude, go find him on Instagram. He does like now that he's retired, he does like online classes and stuff, talking about his knowledge of like gangs and stuff. It's insane. I've taken like 4 of them. It's fucking dope. It's wild what you learn. But me and him, after he did one of my podcasts one time, he's a big music guy, and I brought up Unchained Melody, and he's like, "Oh, the Righteous Brothers." He like after the show, like me and him spent like 2 hours just going through like their playlist, and I was like, "Dude, this is
Yeah.
fucking awesome."
Wow.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, again, moving on because we're not going to get through all these tonight. So
Yeah, we're already at 55 minutes.
yeah. We got to wrap this up because I ain't got kids tonight. You know what that means? Daddy's going to bed early, disappointed.
Or your wife is.
She never did. When it happens, I bring the thunder, son. Right? Like when she lets this dog off the chain.
Off the leash.
Yeah, you let me off the leash, son. I'm not stopping until you're dead. I walked in on my sister. Oh my God. I walked in on my sister getting eaten out from behind by her brother-in-law.
Wait a minute. What?
They didn't realize I had seen it, and I've never said anything about it.
At least it wasn't like dead eye contact with your sister. She's getting her ass eaten.
So homeboy or homegirl, I guess, walked in. I'm assuming like sister bent over something. Dude just like tongue all up in it from behind to the point where they didn't realize they walked in. Homer Simpson back up into the fucking hedge.
Man, and we just talked about hooking up with like a sibling.
No, but it was sister and
with her brother-in-law. So
her
husband's-
brother-in-law.
Her
So
husband's brother.
her husband's brother.
Keeping it in the family.
Just what I meant, hooking up with the sibling in front. Like
Oof.
it wasn't the best friend or the best friend. It's like, well, it's not as bad as, at least it wasn't a brother. Oh.
Oof. Honestly, I feel like not even if it was like take the like it's my sister like any weird thing. I would rather walk in on a family member, like just straight getting like railed out, than them like bent over a countertop getting their asshole licked.
You know?
They're like, oh, okay, sorry. Like it was like, oh, okay. Like, I'm gonna just step my ass back.
Well, then, like, you have to step back and be like, do I ruin this for them too?
Hey, what are you doing?
Did I
Cut
make
it
this
out.
entertaining for me?
Just start clapping. Hey,
Get-
hey.
yeah.
Come out with like a water bottle.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like a cat, like just
Hey.
spray. Hey, cut it out. You're both married. Fuck off.
A rolled up newspaper and just beat them with it.
No. All right.
Bad Mr. Kidding, yeah.
All right. Let's get a couple more of these through here. Anal is overrated. Yes and no. Anal is a situational thing for me, at least. Like, you both got to be into it.
Situations.
You
It
know.
can be fun. Like it depends on it can be hot. I mean, it is painful for the bottom, the top. Like I don't know what that feels like. You know.
Well,
obviously.
okay. So we've talked about this a lot on the show. Like, I'm into it if she's into it, right? And it also like it does take. It's not like porn where you just like slam it right in. Like it takes like some massaging into it.
I
right?
love what is it, Letterkenny? They hold up a bagel. They're like, this is what it's like. So it's just
So-
like tight right there, and then you can't really.
So
feel
there's
much after.
times when sometimes when the lady asks for it, and it takes like too long to massage. Like I'm trying to be considerate. I know like it takes some work, and then there's sometimes like it just takes so long. I'm like, it's not gonna happen.
lose
Like,
interest.
yeah, it's not gonna happen. Let's just move on from this. I've seen a donkey show.
Oh gosh.
Ugh. Ugh.
You're a fucking menace to society.
Was it like the one on Clerks 2 where it's the dude fucking the donkey? Or was it the donkey fucking? Once again, like,
I'm
come on.
assuming it's the donkey fucking the chick. But again, this is why we don't have these details. We make assumptions. We correlate from there.
Or was the donkey on Clerks 2 fucking the guy?
Ooh, whoa.
I can't. It's been a long time. Excuse me, since I've seen that, but
a Mr. Hands situation. All right, so I was in a hotel hot tub. Random lady came in. She didn't say a word to me other than hey. She sat next to me, reached into my trunks, and gave me a hand job. I came. She left.
that is called sexual assault.
I mean, if you're into it, is it sexual assault?
I mean, there wasn't. I mean,
If he didn't say no.
it just happened. So it's like, kinda, but you ended up consenting to it.
It's only sexual
What
assault
is
if
it-
a
what
man
is
does
it
it
you
to a
call
woman,
the-
Charlie.
What is it you call me when my wife has sex with me while I'm pretending to be asleep? Consensual non-consent. Right.
Is that what this was?
Implied consent. He
Yeah.
was
He didn't
knew
say
it by
no.
wearing that bathing suit.
He was like, okay, let's see where this goes. I've
Right?
totally got a hand job in a hotel hot tub, by the way. I felt bad for a second. I was like, ah, fuck it. Yeah. Because my cum's all in that thing now. God. I have also in caps, spanked it to, in caps, that Nooner's Instagram.
Jake, you really gotta stop posting so many
I
selfies,
know.
bud.
Jesus Christ.
fuck.
I recently nicked my sack while shaving my balls. Blood everywhere. How bad did you nick it? Because I've had like razor burn on my sack before. I've never like nicked it to where there's blood. Ooh.
Why are you using a razor on it, man? Or like, I mean, I guess you can.
I want
still
them.
get
I want
nicked
them
with, like, a
motherfuckers
trimmer, but-
smooth. I want them smooth, like a hairless cat.
Yeah, but then it's like a cactus the next day.
The grow back is a
couple
bitch.
days.
The grow back is a bitch, by the way. Same thing with Jake, I don't know if you experienced this. Charlie, I'm assuming you maybe have. The grow back when you shave your ass crack. Oh, terrible.
Not like it always itches when it grows back, but
Yeah,
that's about it. Like there's no
bad.
pain. But it can
Why do you
itch.
think I use so much conditioner?
You just make it, instead of shaving it, you just make it softer.
Well, I make it softer and then I shave it. So when it grows
Oh.
back, it's
Oh,
not cactus.
don't know if that's how that works, but okay.
Math, bitch.
Pretty sure I still have a warrant for my arrest in Atlantic City. Fair. I'm pretty sure I still have a warrant for my arrest in Kentucky. I got a speeding ticket there when I was like 18 and never paid it.
Oh gosh. Let's never go back. You don't need to go back to Kentucky.
Kentucky? Fuck no.
Right?
What the fuck is in Kentucky that matters?
The Derby,
Nothing.
Louisville, bourbon.
Doesn't matter.
My wife and I had a threesome with our realtor while walking through the house we were looking to buy.
Shut the fuck up.
That's wild. That's wild.
That's what we're talking about.
That's wild.
We're talking about Devil's Threesome?
Don't know.
or-
It just said
I
with
have
our
a feeling
realtor.
no.
With our realtor. Or sorry, our realtor.
Realtor.
Good for you guys. Hope it worked out. I wouldn't buy that house though. Wrecked my car while drunk. Ran home and reported it stolen the next morning.
I've heard this before, and I think that was stolen. This is a stolen story.
You could have been that drunk because that's actually a really smart move.
I thought that's what Ross Patterson did. Did he
Oh,
not do something similar?
I actually know people who've done this. It might have been one of the people I know who did this. I know people who have done that.
It's a pretty common thing, actually, Charlie.
Yeah.
Holy fucking shit. Well, I mean, if you know.
Oh my God. I faked a pregnancy, in parentheses, and later a miscarriage to get more attention from my boyfriend. That's fucked
Is
up.
this my ex?
Whoever did this, that is fucked up. If you want more attention, ask for more attention.
Well, like, yeah, also if he wanted to, he would. So like
Yeah.
you gotta leave that. You gotta leave.
All right, we'll do two or three more before we get off here.
Yeah, we can't end on that.
Yeah. My, in quotes, business trip was actually a golf trip with my buddies. Yeah, fair enough.
God, dude.
My, quote, business trip was a 3-day bender in Peru.
Yeah. Told my boss my kid had a rare illness and needed frequent doctor's visits, but it was just a fake excuse to take longer lunch breaks. Fair.
Just for
Fair. Fair. I've pulled the doctor's appointment thing a couple times. But if you do it for too long, I feel like I'm worried karma's going to catch up to me, right?
Right? Like just
There's
for
only-
a long lunch, like that's it. Like you don't even get days off for that shit.
Yeah.
Like just a long lunch. Come on, man.
I steal Valor from my brother at Lowe's to get the 10% discount. To be
You know what?
fair, to be
Fuck the-
wholly honest, I use my wife's stepdad's name at Lowe's. Not all the time, but I'll do it. Be like, oh, I have a military discount to get a
You know,
discount.
bigger purchases. Fuck.
But I don't do. Here's the thing. Here's the great thing about doing it at Lowe's. If the cashier is a veteran, they have a little badge. I won't do it. For one, I feel bad about doing it, and
That's
then also
especially
like
when you do it,
I
Bill.
can't hold up to their questioning, right? Like, so,
You're right. When they start asking you about it. I
oh,
gotta
what
go.
branch? Where are you stationed? Like, oh, like,
Your mom's house, bitch.
I was in,
It was
yeah.
Vietnam.
I did 2 tours in Nam.
I was SEAL Team 6, raided Bin Laden.
I signed an NDA.
I still use my ex-wife's nudes and dirty videos to masturbate. All right.
I hope there's not a nude chick in that picture.
Don't know. God. I visited a glory hole in Mexico. Best blowjob of my life.
There's a toothless man behind that, but you know
Probably.
what?
Hey, ignorance is bliss, I guess.
Right? It was
I
a
do wanna
win-win on
watch-
both sides.
I've seen the trailer for it. I do want to watch. There's a movie on. There's this like app-based movie channel called. I think it's called like Thriller. They do like mainly like horror movies. It's on like my Roku stick. But there's one with the guy who plays Jason, the brother from True Bloods.
Oh yeah.
Where like he breaks up with his girlfriend, like he's heartbroken, he's like moving out, and he stops to sleep at a rest station, like a rest stop on the side of the interstate, and he goes into the bathroom the next morning to like take a piss and maybe a shower or something. The movie's called Glory, and there's a glory hole in the stall he's in, but on the other side of it is like a god or a demon or something who's going to end the world unless he sticks his dick through it.
That's ridiculous.
Oh, it sounds ridiculous, but at the same time, I was like, it sounds like a funny thing. I don't know. I did a naked photo shoot in college for cash. This was long before Pornhub and OnlyFans.
Went by the name Mike Honcho.
Mm-hmm. Don't know if it's a man or a woman. I'm assuming a woman on this one, but
Yeah, that's what I would think, but you never know.
you never know. I trusted a fart today at work. Had to throw my underwear in the trash. I've been there. For sure.
Whoops.
Whoopsie. And they were Lululemon underwear, by the way. I was pissed. I had to throw them away. I like Nickelback.
I feel like that's not a big thing anymore. Like
No.
I really feel like people are
Alt
like,
rock is back.
why do we hate Nickelback? And I've honestly
Dude,
never understood.
Rockstar's awesome. The music video for Rockstar with all those people like Wayne Gretzky in front of his house.
Well, that was the thing. Fucking everyone loved Rockstar, but it was like played way too much.
Do you
that
know how
people
many
started hating
do
it?
you know how many people, like girls in the South, I've seen take their clothes off to fucking Animal by Nickelback?
Dude, they have some fucking
I like
songs
Nickelback.
you want to
Like,
fuck
yeah.
to.
Well, it's not a confession. I like Nickelback. I get like it's an internet thing, but I can get down on Nickelback.
Like the
Isn't-
one where it starts out, I like your pants around your knees or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit. Okay.
And they have a song like "You Looked So Much Cuter with Something in Your Mouth."
Oh.
Yes. Something in your mind. Right. And that was like that was like with the rock star stuff.
Yeah.
That was later on. They had I never understood it. Everybody hated them, and I'm like,
I think it was just
I
an
really like the
internet
early
thing.
stuff.
And then
Yeah.
Chad Kroger's "Hero" song from Spider-Man.
Yeah.
ooh,
Only
yeah.
hero can save.
With the guy from Seether, I believe.
Caesar,
too.
yeah. Who
Oh
also
yeah.
who also did the one. That guy did that song with his girlfriend at the time, who I think was from Evanescence.
Evanescence.
That's
Mhm.
an incredible song.
Amy Lee,
Yeah.
"Bring Me to Life."
No, not Bring Me to Life. It was a slower one.
Yeah, it was the ballad. I can't remember how it goes.
I know. I
saw.
can
If-
see
if
the
you guys like
music
that
video
one-
in my head, but I can't think of the song.
Yeah, she like walking around a fountain. I can see it too.
If you guys like that
Uh-huh.
one, you got to check out the song she did with "Bring Me the Horizon."
Oh, I bet.
S-
I like
so
it.
fucking
Amy
good.
Lee's dope, by the way.
She
so-
has a beautiful voice. I saw them live. I've never been more bored at a concert.
Yeah, I can
They
see
were so
that. Concerts for me are pretty hit or miss for a lot of people. But Amy Lee did a cover for like a Gears of War video game of The Chain. by Fleetwood Mac,
Interesting.
and it's fucking aw. It's incredible. Go on YouTube and
Yeah,
find
her
it.
voice is amazing.
All right. All right, 2 more guys. Let's go. I fake being on the phone in public to avoid talking to people. Yeah.
Oh, I do that
I do
all the
that
time.
all the time. All the time.
I wear sunglasses whenever I go to the Walmart in the neighborhood I grew up
Yeah.
in.
I do that all the time. And then let's see, last one. Yeah, we can't handle this one. I'm probably an alcoholic.
That's it. Because I'm broken. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. Sorry.
I'm
I just-
broken.
I know.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm probably an alcoholic, but refuse to admit it. My
Well, you
alcoholism.
kind of just did, baby.
Good for you.
Hey,
But honestly, admitting it, you know,
Aren't-
at least
aren't we
you're
all?
self-
aren't we all? All right, let's see. Let's end on a happy one. I was in a hurry and totally forgot to buckle my baby into the car seat. In parentheses, they were fine.
I mean, at least you didn't forget them in the car.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, that's understandable.
We
Understandable.
did that to my little cousin one time when he was like
It
2, and
No.
he was so fucking pissed at us when we remembered him.
It's wild, like how easy it is.
Oh,
to-
trust me,
yeah,
I've been there. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to I'm in a hurry, like, fuck, like, let's go, go, like, put him in the car seat, like, I'll buckle him up in a second, let me get this, and then you just get in the car and go. You're like, oh shit, this
I thought
could
you
have
meant
been,
forgot them in the car.
this could have been really bad, really fast. So, anyways, next one. The sex was better before my wife lost 50 pounds.
Huh.
Kind of dark, actually. All right, we'll end on this one because this is a funny one. And I've done this before. I used to take normal condoms and put them in Magnum boxes before buying them.
Oh, to make them like cheaper? Or
No,
wait.
no. Because, like, first off, when you're a teenager, buying condoms is the most uncomfortable thing ever.
It's always uncomfortable. The last time I bought them, it was uncomfortable. And I'm
I can't remember
26.
the last time I bought them, Jake. So, like, pfft.
So we have the
I was-
self checkout. That's what's nice.
Yeah,
but-
back then they didn't have it. So yeah, like I have done this before where I take the normal like Trojan box, open it up in a Walmart at like 10 o'clock at night, pull the package out, like the condoms out, get a Magnum box, open that up, put them in there, and then go check out. I have done that before.
That's ridiculous. Like the cashier gives a shit.
Oh, you know what? Oh, we'll end on that. That's a good one to end on because. So when I lived in North Carolina, my mom was an elementary school principal, and one day I was dating. Actually, I don't even know if I was dating my wife. I don't think I ever used a condom with my wife, to be honest. I don't know. I was buying condoms. I was probably like 18, 19 at Walmart, and it was late. Like it was probably like 11:30, midnight, something like that. And go to the checkout. The lady checking me out was like, "You look really familiar," and I was like, "Yeah, you look kind of familiar too." It was my mom's assistant.
I mean, we could end on this one too, because like speaking of awkward shit like that, I remember going to go buy a pregnancy test with one of my friends in high school and running into my ex that I was with at the time's parents at the store.
Dude, I ran to my
So-
ex's dad while looking at condoms with one of my guy friends.
Oh, do you know how many times I've bought a pregnancy test and a pack of condoms?
Dude, you just unlocked that memory.
Less than 10, but more than 5. All right. And the cashier's like, "Yeah, you're worried you fucked up and you don't want to fuck up again." You know?
You gotta get a package of Plan B with that too.
Plan B wasn't a
I
thing
didn't have that
back
back
in my
then.
day, bro. Plan B was a fucking long
A baseball bat?
a long staircase and a drunk girlfriend.
Yeah. Well, it was called the morning after pill, and you had to go to the doctor for it.
Yeah, and it was like $300.
Now it's $30.
Yeah, last time I bought a Plan B, it wasn't even for me, but it was 50.
Of course, it's not for you.
Well, obviously not. It wasn't for me or somebody I was with. It was for a family member of somebody I was with who's like, oh god, he's like a senior in high school. He's like, I fucked up, dude. Like, can you go buy a Plan B pill for me? I was like, really, man? Like, I guess. So, anyways, always fun when the Nooners confess shit. So, but my hind teeth be floating. I'm out of vodka tonic, and we ain't got no kids. So, we're getting off of here. For Jake, for Charlie, I am Bill. Like and subscribe on YouTube, rate and review on iTunes, go to Spotify, leave a 5-star. Anyways, also, no show next week. I'll be out of town. We don't have time to pre-record one. So, sorry about that. Also, we get a week off. So, Charlie can, just get high as, well, I guess both Jake and Charlie can just get fucked up as much as they want.